Good evening, everybody. This is the watch list for June 5th for TrickTrades Chatroom and Screen Share. So let's get into it. These, of course, as always, are really in no particular order. I just kind of go through it, and then I'll whittle it down in the morning with my pre-market plan of attack at 9 a.m. I start that. So let's get into it. ACHN, it's come into the 200 SMA here. Price action is sped up. It's right at the $5 mark. So if I'm looking for 5 to break, I'm looking for a red day. I'm looking for a little bit of a pullback on this. But definitely be watching. I mean, if tomorrow's a strong day in the market, it still could continue. But my watch for it is a short watch. ADMP, although it closed strong, it's coming up into some heavy resistance. The volume was nice and it is ascending, but I am looking. A lot of these stocks, they don't like going more than 3 days straight in a row green. I mean, this one has before, but these are fairly fair-sized days. So we'll see what happens. NVIV, I really like this chart for a continuation. It broke the 9 EMA on Thursday, continued on Friday. It bumped into the 250 and pulled back, but I do expect it to continue higher. There's not much in the way of resistance, and it has put in a bottom on this chart, although it's a little bit downbeaten. It has put in a bottom and is held to, and now it's bouncing off that support. So we could see a gap fill move. All gaps usually fill, and there's not much in the room of resistance. Next major set of resistance is the 250, then the 3. With enough volume, it should be able to break the 250 area fairly easy. I don't think it'll get all the way up into this area tomorrow, but looking to at least catch about 25-30 cents on it. So CZR, this is a typical chart I look for a pullback. I'm not saying that this is going to go back to where it came from, but it's been on a pretty steady up climb. It had very strong action on Friday, so I do expect a little bit of profit taking. We could have a profit taking day on it. I'm looking for it to kind of bump into the 1250 and then die off for the day. LPSN, I do like this for a continuation of this breakout. It is on, it's right at that resistance level at 1060. So it'll be very interesting to see if it can continue up. But if we can get some volume, I do expect a break. Be watching for a red to green or an opening range breakout. Something nice and easy to get into in the morning for a continue up and the 11 break. Now whether it just bumps into it and then pulls back, because it did have quite a big green day on Friday. It could just have a little small green day, but you're still looking at 40 cents there. So that's a nice little intraday move. LUB has been gaining some momentum here. It is a downbeaten chart. It has broken out of this channel, right? So that's something you definitely want to keep an eye on. But I do expect it to pop back and kind of die back off. It's right at the $3 mark. So if 3 breaks, I'll be looking to short it. CAMT, I'm looking for a short on this for sure. It bumped into 7 and has pulled back. Could not hold the 7 mark. It has gone straight up last month. And I'm looking for a pullback at least to the 9 EMA. So, I mean, you're looking at a good 50 cents. RVNC, again, I'll be looking for a bumped into 25 and then a pullback. It did close strong, but we're in some, although it is on breakout, it has had a lot of green days in a row here, so I will be looking for a pullback, possibly to some support here. There's a good point of play on it plus, so that'll be nice. HLTH, I do like this chart, but the problem is it is part of the 5 cent, right? I mean, you know, they're not very good. They're not my favorites, but the chart is nice, right? And sometimes you just want to put some nice charts up on your watch list. Because it has went up a few days in a row here. It has this doji. As well as you can tell where the open close line is. It has a higher top wick than a bottom wick, so it is receiving some selling pressure there. If 2 breaks, this could definitely pull back and fill this gap and continue south a little bit. HDSN, I do like this, although it had a really big wick. The defense sector is really hot right now. So if it can kind of break out of these levels here, especially the 9 break, it should continue north, right? It is a really nice looking daily chart. It's a little messy, don't get me wrong, but for an intraday move, you should be able to claim 40-50 cents on it on a good day. ABR, if it can break out of this channel here, I'm looking for like basically the 850 break, or it's a very slow moving chart. Like you look at all of this area is $1, right? I mean, that's a pretty slow moving chart. So this is more of a swing trade, which I don't really do very often, but when they come up, I definitely will post them. I would look for a pullback into this support area. You want to make sure that all of this support kind of holds. In the 815, you know, down to 810, somewhere in there. I mean, it's got to hold, and if you can catch a dip, I mean, your risk is only, you put a 5 or 10 cent stop on it. I mean, you're laughing. You should be able to get to a gap fill area. So it'd be a nice, safer swing trade, because you don't want highly volatile stocks for a swing trade, and the volatility is pretty low. MEIP. I do like this for a first green day tomorrow after this run up, then a pullback. And the reason I went over this in the watch list building exercise, is this big bottom wick. You know, it's really hammerish looking. It's held the 2 now. It's reclaimed and held the 2. So I would be watching for a green day on this. I really like this. I expect, don't worry about the volume. The volume will come back in, especially if it's a green day. So this one's on definitely heavy watch. So that's it for tonight, guys. We'll see what's shaking pre-market as well. Although I'm a firm believer in watching today's market for tomorrow's plays. I'm excited. There's a lot of really good plays going on. So let's do it. Join me in TrickTrades chat room and screen share, where I'll be joined by my right hand man Mo Trader and Leslie Ann Jones, who is Trade Beautiful. They're always there to give me a hand. I wouldn't be able to do this project without them, as well as our very special guest. He joins us for the most part daily, not necessarily every day, is Dante Vincent. If you don't know who that is, look him up, because you're probably living underneath a rock. He's an amazing, talented, and humble trader that I think the absolute world of, and I'm extremely lucky to have him in TrickTrades as a special guest. He's also a moderator, but he's here to answer questions and everything else. Try not to bug him too much. Although he's always here to help, don't get me wrong, but let's not bombard him too much. I don't want to scare him off. But all right, guys, take care. Have a good night, and we'll see you in the AM.